This is Steve Ridgel, and as many of you know, we're moving out to our ranch. Now, we live in Abilene, out in West Texas, and I still work part-time for Herald Truth and almost full-time for Hillcrest, Church of Christ here in Abilene. But we're moving. We're moving out of Abilene. Our ranch is about 30 miles southeast of Abilene off Highway 36. And we have some acreage out there, and we're going to move out there. We've got cows, and we enjoy it, and we both have a little bit of country roots, and so we like that. And we're going to move out there. Now, people say, wait, y'all are in your early 70s. Aren't you supposed to be moving from the country into the city? Yeah, probably. We probably pretty much have spent 50 years doing things different from everybody else. But we're okay with that. So I thought I'd tell you a couple of the reasons why we're moving out there. One is we really, really enjoy the country. But we also are very driven to do kingdom work, and I just don't see retirement in my future. Marcia's retired, and she does a lot of people stuff. I still work for Hillcrest and Herald of Truth. And so I just don't see, until I'm not capable of working, I just don't see me not working. So if we're going to enjoy country life, we're going to have to do it while we work, not at the end during retirement. If I wait till I retire, I probably am not very functional. So we want to do it before we're too old to enjoy it. So that's one reason. Number two, we're really pretty, as most of y'all know us, really people intensive. And it will really be good for us to have somewhere we can go and just be together and look at the nature and our cows and the deer and enjoy life out there. Now, somebody says, but how can you do ministry in Abilene if you live outside of Abilene? Well, I'm not naive. I asked some of the elders before we even talked about it to be sure they were okay with it. And my favorite answer from any of them was the one that looked at me and said, well, are y'all still coming to church? And it's like, yes. And so he said, it doesn't matter where you live. We don't tell anybody else where to live. So, but we're almost exactly 30 minutes away. And really the difference is if there's a crisis or an emergency, instead of being there in 5 minutes, I'll be there in 35 minutes. So there's really not a lot of difference. It's an easy drive in and back, and I have an office at Hillcrest. Herald Truth will let me work remotely anyhow, so they don't care. As long as I can get to an airport, and ironically, the airport's on Highway 36, and so instead of being 10 minutes from the airport, right now I'm probably going to be 20 minutes, so it's not even much more of a drive to the airport. And for Hillcrest, I've got an office up at church, and I'll come in most days and work all day, and 30 minutes really isn't a bad drive, as my son's family reminds me all the time, and as Jodan tells me. He said, hey, I drive 45 minutes to work every day, so 30 minutes isn't a big deal. And so we're going to try that. We've been excited about it. We've wanted to we always thought we'd retire maybe on land somewhere, and since I'm probably never going to retire, we just decided to try it this way. So yes, sometime right after the first of the year, we'll be moving out to our ranch, and we'll have the same cell phones, and I hope those of you that are good friends and those of you that just know us will take advantage of that at some point to come out there and see us, and we'll tell you more about the barn dominium maybe next time, but maybe you can stay with us and enjoy a little bit of God's nature too. So this is Steve Ridgel letting you know, yes, we're moving to the country, and nothing much changes.